Hello, welcome to The Healing Artist. I'm your host, Frida. So, today we're going to do something fun, and that is we are going to experience one of the classes that I taught when I had my free week. So, one of the days was all about energetic hygiene. Spirit brought through that we were getting to get grounded and talk about energetic hygiene. And they came through with a whole bunch of tips and tricks, and I wrote them down, and I just sort of taught a lecture that day. So, we're going to listen to that today as our hump day healing. And then also we get grounded together at the end of it. So yeah, enjoy this return to self-love class. And this is what it's like. This is one of the days. Every day is different in return to self-love. It is completely dependent on the people in the container at the time. Spirit brings through what they're going to bring through, and rock on. It is the healing that it is. Every day is unique. I came up with a plan. I was doing chakra week, but they extended it to chakra 2 weeks because I do what I'm told, and they did not want me to run those consecutive 7 days. There was like integration days and all sorts of things in between that. So I might have an idea of a plan of something that I'd like to bring forward, and the energy is directly linked to what is up with the individuals' lives that are in the container. So anyway, we had an energetic hygiene lecture, and I thought it was fun enough to bring to you and share with the collective. So enjoy. It is Thursday, June 5th, and when I was checking in with Spirit this morning about what we were going to do today, I was actually talking to one of my spirit guides, and spirit guides are kind of funny. I have a tendency to go way out there. I want to talk to the angels, the seraphim. I want to talk to ascended masters. Because that's just who I am. And today I was talking to one of my spirit guides, and spirit guides have been human before. They know what it's like down here. They understand the density. They get the picture of how difficult life on Earth can feel. And in talking to my spirit guides, guide, one particular this morning, they were emphasizing some sort of like actual real grounded advice. So this is Rebecca Campbell's oracle deck called Work Your Light Oracle Cards and Guidebook. And these are great. I love these cards. So knowing that this is for our small collective that we've formed here, of you that have been coming here to this class this week, perhaps this is the information that you need to hear right now. And our first card pull is no. Wait, postpone, pause, say no. So if there's something that you've been going through, muddling with, here you go. You've been seeking answers. You're being called to either pause or say no. Saying yes to something that isn't in alignment with you will drain your energy and your time. Hold out for a congruent, aligned 100% yes. Often when we're looking for guidance, we make a decision. It can be frustrating not to move into clear and concise action. However, timing is everything, and not receiving clear guidance is actually guidance in itself. We all go through times with a waiting period. These times are crucial for our body to regenerate, the new path to formulate, and the universe to begin creating things on your behalf. You don't need to be plowing forward all the time to move forward. A potent, congruent yes, when the time is right, will put you ahead leaps and bounds. Don't force things now just because they seem like the only option. Take a breath and wait. The waiting is actually very productive, for when the time for movement comes, you will be ready to dive right in. Use this time to regenerate, to ponder, and decide, what do you really want? Consider your options. If the options aren't clear, don't fear, because this time is a gift. Use it to tend to your garden and to take rest. Take a moment from your busy life to clear the decks and prepare for the time in the future. For come spring, clarity will bloom and you will have the reserves, space, and drive to say yes and act and move quickly. That's a pretty clear card. So our next card is right in line with that one. Deep replenishment. This is what you're up to as you say no. Retreat, rest, and be held. The most selfless thing that we can do is fill up our own inner well. When we are running around half filled, we subconsciously look to things and people around us to give us the nourishment and nurturing that we so deeply crave. Nothing can grow in barren lands. You are no good to anyone if you're running on empty. The feminine is bountiful, fertile, and rich. Tend to your own well and watch as the amount that you have to give multiplies. If your inner well isn't full, you will find yourself craving things from the outside world to fill it. This is our body's instinctive way of reaching out to the grounding for the grounding and nurturing that we are not allowing ourselves. What nourishes you? What refuels your body? What is the nectar of your soul? What brings you back to life? What is your secret medicine? What makes you feel abundant and fertile, overspilling with life? It may be gardening, arranging flowers, getting a massage, using luxurious essential oils, snuggling up on the couch, hiking, sipping a good coffee at your favorite cafe, attending a women's circle, reading about sacred sites, spontaneous bike rides, walking along the beach, or yin yoga. That was quite the list. Also, anything else that you enjoy. What nourishes you is your medicine. When you give yourself the medicine that you need to be nourished, you nourish all of those around you, for there is more than enough to go around. Do something that deeply replenishes you today, which is really beautiful. And here's our third card, the Great Gathering. It is all coming together, intuitive hits, Soul Tribe. Also, I would just comment on that other card from living a life as a previously as a recovering codependent, like when we give and give and give and we are not resourcing from within, resourcing from ourselves, it is the way that we run ourselves dry and not get to know who we are. So really do truly take care of yourselves because that is how we show up in the world in the best way humanly possible. Like at first it feels selfish, but then we understand that it is the most selfless act to take care of ourselves first because it makes everything around us go better, easier, and we can have more honest, beautiful, deeply connected relationships with those around us when we are resourced from within. And our final card here, the Great Gathering. It's all coming together. Intuitive hits, Soul Tribe. You're being called to let your intuition move you physically. You are connected to a group of souls who are weaving a web around the planet. And as you travel and share your creations, something is rethreaded. This card is an acknowledgement that you are either being called to connect with others who are like you at a soul level, or that you already are. You're being called to gather in groups of people either by leading them or by becoming part of a group that can support you and your soul's personal mission. You are part of a group of souls who agreed to be here at this time in history to heal yourself, your ancestral line, and the planet, to raise consciousness so that we can continue to call on this magnificent place home for eras to come. One of many consciously choosing to devote your life to something greater than yourself. It's time to call in your tribe by sharing your soul's voice and letting yourself be seen. When you share what is real and true to you, you share the medicine that you most need, and those who are like you will gather around you. You are your tribe. They are just like you, and just as you are longing and searching for them, they are longing and searching for you. I choose now to let myself be seen. I am ready to call in my soul tribe and create a web of light all over the planet. It's a really beautiful card. And I also love that in conjunction with the deep replenishment card, because when we are deeply sourced from within, that is how we could speak our truth out loud to others. So we're going to go ahead and get grounded today. And this is just one way to get grounded, but what my spirit guide was talking about this morning is that the deeply human rooted advice and like what we do here in Return to Self-Love, but you can do this on your own. What we really, really, really need to do is to get grounded into the earth. And we can do this many, many different ways. So here we drop energetic roots of light, but other ways that I was given this morning just to share with you are to go outside with bare feet and put your bare feet on the earth. And they want you doing this like every day. So like pick something that you enjoy for yourself. But this is going to help you stay grounded because where we currently are at this moment in time is chaos. Like the world is chaos. So, how can we hear ourselves when everything is chaotic around us, falling apart? There's a lot of fear and there's a lot of scarcity right now. There's a lot of like getting folks into this scarcity mindset to tighten up, to tighten your heart, to get closed off. So, what they were offering as a way to get grounded, they said bare feet on the earth. Taking the palms of your hands and placing them onto a tree. So, we have little chakras all over our bodies, but we have like some medium-sized chakras in the centers of the palms of our hand. And these chakras connect to our heart. So, if we want to, we can go outside and we can just close our eyes and we could ask. I like to ask first. Hey, tree, may I work with you? Um, yeah, you're just going to, if you have a favorite tree or a tree that is calling to you in some way, you just put both palms of your hands against the tree and just stand there for a moment, meditate with the tree. I also like to imagine dropping my energetic roots in my imagination down to the earth as I'm touching the tree. And I just say, thank you. Thank you for this moment that we're having together. But really, just as you begin, there's something in the word tree hugging. There's something there. So placing your hands on the tree is going to help you get grounded. They were reminding me that as humans, our intentions are super important. So if we wake up in the morning and we have the intention to get grounded, we come up with a prayer or a saying or something, and this is each individual for each one of you. I am getting grounded now. You could get grounded in the shower, but it's like your intention that you are setting and saying, I am getting grounded. So your intention for that. Grounding into the earth. That's a good one. I'm grounding into the earth. I am grounding into the earth and my body now. But so just something that you're taking that moment and doing that. And then they said the one that we do in the morning here, dropping our roots energetically into the ground. They recommended putting your hands in the soil. So any kind of gardening activities is a really, really wonderful way to return to yourself and get grounded. So I would say gardening is a really good one if you're especially spun out. So if your mind is on a mental like, woo, you're out there, then going and doing some gardening, pulling some weeds, sticking your hands in the earth, planting some flowers, picking some vegetables from your garden, whatever that is, planting a flower, the hands in the earth is deeply grounding. They recommended meditation by running water. I don't know how easy that is for you to get that every day, but water and running water is something that is extremely good for our emotional states. Water, moving water, running water, the ocean, lakes, any bodies of water connect to our womb space. Water is very powerful with the divine feminine, the constant movement and change in the world. So any kind of like sitting by the water and just taking a breath, looking at the water, just being near it is extremely powerful for grounding. They recommended prayer in any way. So a prayer is often tied to religion, and I cannot tell you enough that we do not have to have, it would be good to separate these things. But just a prayer to the universe, to God, universe, source, whatever you want to call your higher self, just putting the intention into the universe through prayer is extremely powerful. And the final one that they mentioned today is just sort of walking outside and taking your face and turning it up to the sun and just feeling the rays of sunlight on your face. And again, you're setting the intention. I am getting grounded into the earth. Maybe you have like a hot drink with you or a cool drink, depending on the time of year, but something that you're taking into yourself and just saying a prayer as you stand with your face up to the sunlight. And none of these things have to take a ton of time. They're just asking that it would be beneficial for you in order to do these things. They were also just talking too today about reminding us that everything is frequency. So everything that we consume has an energy to it. So just a personal story is like I used to be a true crime addict. I love my true crime. I loved all the murder shows and addicted to it for years. And I was in meditation one day several years ago, and it was sort of like, hey, could you please quit it with the true crime? And they helped me understand that staying in that frequency was actually not helping me with my connection to spirit. And I used to have to get grounded into meditation and make my connection. And when I quit, I just quit cold turkey true crime and having that kind of vibration in my life at all, it changed in such a way that I'm just connected all the time. I can connect and talk and have uh, the connection is just there now. So I did not understand how that was affecting my frequency. Now, for everybody, that's different. Maybe it's having gnarly friends in your life and you all go out and drink a whole bunch of alcohol together. And, it's not the greatest. There's different sort of things that we consume and do in our life, and alcohol is one of them. It takes a toll. So just being conscientious about what we put into our bodies and what we consume, the podcasts, the books that we read, the TV that we watch, all of that kind of stuff. And you can ask yourself by connecting, just sit quietly and be like, is this of an okay frequency for me to consume? Hey, how would you like that? Would you like to listen to this? Or you can tell, um, especially with practice and in time, you can tell. All right, but then we do want to spend some time here getting grounded together. But yeah, they had a lot of notes. I took a lot of notes. Oh, and they also said to pray over your food and water. Give it a blessing. So when we drink water, our bodies absolutely love water. But we can just say into our water as we consume it, as we drink it, I love you. We can say, I love you into the juice. We can just tell it into the tea, into a cup of coffee. I love you. And that really is honestly like taking that kind of energy of love into your body. And same with your food. I bless this food to my body. May it move through me. May it fuel me correctly and move through my body cleanly. So, yeah, those are just really simple things that you just do completely privately with yourself. And here's the biggest one that they want you to know. They want you cutting cords and they want you returning energy at night. So you're getting your energetic hygiene routine is you're getting grounded in the morning and you're returning everybody else's energy at night. We pick up energy all day long from other people. And at nighttime, what they really, really, really want is they want you to come up with whatever your words feel good to you, but I return everyone else's energy to themselves with love. And I return my own energy to myself with love, completely returning your own energy to yourself. We have a tendency to make connections and we'll have these little cords all day, oot and a boot. Cords are out there. And a way that I like to deal with that is just imagining the cords coming up from my body and then just using an apple corer to like go whoosh, down over my body and just cut any of the cords that were created throughout the day. And that's the kind of cords that are coming up by like running into the grocery store, talking to your kid's teacher at school, an interaction you had with a partner, that kind of stuff. This is just daily, mundane. This is just energetic hygiene to keep you safe. Because our goal is to get you being able to feel you. Something when I first started my healing journey, I couldn't feel myself. I didn't know what I felt like. So it was almost like an elimination diet, but it was elimination of energy. So it was like trying to like take away bit by bit by bit to understand what does Frida feel like. And that's going to be really incredibly difficult if you have kiddos. There is a level of when you have children, you have kids. So, yes, there is an honoring of oneself, but also like there's no taking a mother away from her child. Like you are connected in that way until that kiddo is out of the house. So there's also a patience and honoring of your own system and a patience with yourself throughout that. Like that is a role in life. Like, yes, we are each only ever responsible for our own energy, and that is true. And the exception to that is when you're a parent. You're not disconnecting from your kiddos, but you can clean your cords and return to yourself and take deep breaths and all of that kind of good stuff. But there's like a definite acknowledgement here that the guides were sharing with me this morning. All right, so just looking at the clock, I would love to if we all got grounded together just to get you set for your evening if you're falling asleep or in your morning if you're just waking up. So that was a bit of a lecture day. That almost never happens. But today they were feeling like that is what needed to be shared. That energetic hygiene is your number one top priority at this moment in time. And then also just sharing those cards. So if you want to move your body in some way that would feel good, shake your shoulders, twist. You want to be sitting up straight, straightish, feet flat on the floor, bum on a chair. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to get started by rubbing our palms of our hands together. Fast, fast, fast. Generating that heat, that electricity. We're going to take our palms of our hands and we're going to start pulling those apart and just feel that crackling electricity between the palms of your hands. And if you can't feel it yet, just imagine it. Imagine that you have the great central sun between the palms of your hands, bright white, lemon, yellow, hot, electric, great central sun. And we're going to take that and just burst it out into our auric field now. Just cleaning and clearing as it goes, cleaning and clearing. Let's go ahead and place our hands on our heart and do 3 deep breaths. Wiggle your toes, feel your bum on the surface that you're sitting on. We're going to pull ourselves into our bodies. So we're taking our attention and sticking it on our toes in the chakras below the heart. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in and out. Breathing in and breathing out. Just really arriving in the moment. Inviting you to take your hands and put them palms down on your knees. And we're going to imagine those little spinning foot chakras in the bottom of each of our feet. And we're going to spin them open, spin them wide, spin them open until the bottom of our feet are an open window. And from there, we're going to drop 500 energetic tree roots of light down through the left foot and 500 energetic tree roots of light down through the right foot. Down, in, deep, far, and wide, 1,000 energetic tree roots of light in total, just going down to the core center of true earth. And then we're going to feel that rich, high vibrational, nourishing energy shoot up those roots into our feet, over the ankles, up the shins, calves, knees, over the legs, into the thighs, into the reproductive organs, into your pelvic floor, and into your root chakra. And we're going to imagine that root just starting to spin open, spin wide, spinning open until it's about 1.5 feet wide. And we're going to drop an energetic grounding cord down to the core center of true earth. And imagine that rich, high vibrational, nourishing energy coming up the cord into our pelvic floor, into our reproductive organs, hip sockets zooming back and forth like a figure 8, going over the thighs, legs, knees, calves, shins, ankles, feet, and down into those energetic roots we have established, and just really anchoring us into the earth, giving us this beautiful tripod stool, rooting us into the earth so that no matter what is happening around us, we cannot be tossed around like a rag doll in a washing machine or a dryer. We cannot be tossed around because we are rooted. Like a giant sequoia, we may blow in the breeze, but we are unswayable in our connection to the earth. Opening up the front of our hearts, opening up the back of our hearts. And we're going to run that golden circle of light through the back, out the front, and through the center of the earth. From the back to the front and through the center of the earth. This beautiful circle of reciprocity. As our earth helps us, we help her. As our earth helps us, we help her. It's this beautiful golden circle. And from here, we're just going to go ahead and run through our chakra system, just aligning all of the chakras. So beginning in the root, sort of we're at the seat of where we're sitting. Softball size of white light, spinning correctly in correct alignment, spinning out anything and anyone that doesn't serve our highest good. Becoming rebalanced, recharged, re-energized, and growing to the size of a basketball. Moving up to the sacral chakra. Softball size of white light, spinning correctly in correct alignment, spinning out anything and anyone that doesn't serve our highest good. Becoming rebalanced, recharged, re-energized, and growing to the size of a basketball. Moving up to our solar plexus chakra around the rib cage, just the base there. Softball size of white light, spinning correctly in correct alignment, spinning out anything and anyone that doesn't serve our highest good. Becoming rebalanced, recharged, re-energized, and growing to the size of a basketball. Moving up to the heart. Softball size of white light, spinning correctly in correct alignment, spinning out anything and anyone that doesn't serve our highest good, becoming rebalanced, recharged, re-energized, and growing to the size of a basketball. Moving up to the throat. Softball size of white light, spinning correctly in correct alignment, spinning out anything and anyone that doesn't serve our highest good, becoming rebalanced, recharged, re-energized, and growing to the size of a basketball. Moving up to the third eye. Softball size of white light, spinning correctly in correct alignment, spinning out anything and anyone that doesn't serve our highest good, becoming rebalanced, recharged, re-energized, and growing to the size of a basketball. The crown, softball size of white light, spinning correctly in correct alignment, spinning out anything and anyone that doesn't serve our highest good, becoming rebalanced, recharged, re-energized, and growing to the size of a basketball. And the soul star chakra just above the top of our head, softball size of white light, spinning correctly in correct alignment, spinning out anything and anyone that doesn't serve our highest good, becoming rebalanced, recharged, re-energized, and growing to the size of a basketball. And opening up our crowns and pulling a beam of white light down through our bodies, down to source, up through our bodies, up to source, down through our bodies, hitting the core center of the earth, and up through our bodies and up to source. Every chakra in our entire system is spinning correctly in correct alignment, spinning out anything and anyone that doesn't serve our highest good. Becoming rebalanced, recharged, re-energized, and glowing up to the size of basketballs. And as we spent our time today having a little class, thank you, Spirit, just wishing each of you either a wonderful sleep tonight or to move out into the world deeply rooted and grounded in yourself. Aware of your guidance, asking your guidance for help along the way, looking for those signs and symbols that they put in your path, and just having an awareness around them, and just praying that each of you are patient with yourselves. Drink your water. Speak your I love yous into the liquid that you put into your body. Saying thank you, I love you over your food. And just being mindful of the frequencies that you interact with, even if at this moment in time you just take note. Oh, how's that make me feel? Just noticing. Noticing is a wonderful first step to making changes, if you so desire. All right, my friends, so we're at time for today. I want to invite you. So Fridays we have coffee clutch. So that means I open the room at 6:30 a.m. You can come in and we hang out and chat. It is not necessary. We also just start class at 7 o'clock. But if that is appealing to you, Fridays there's community chit chat before class, and then class is just again some 7 to 7:30. And again, it is an honor to serve in this way, and I feel deeply grateful that you have chosen to spend your mornings with me during this week. And that is just, it's an honor. It truly is. So I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. And I hope you have a wonderful day.